because basically they're identical. And porting is, what Harley does on their ports is they modify the depth that they're cut in here for different years, how they're machined. So when you look at early heads versus late heads, you'll see a difference on some of that stuff, how they're done. Like this one's been ported, so everything's been cut out. This one here's been cut out. This one's still got the boss in there. This one has been cut on. That's been cut on. This one here looks stock. This is a stock head. So the exhaust has a big boss in there. The intake, see, they cut it real deep. You can see the broach marks all the way down. They had a big radius cut that went all the way down here. You can see it right down, all the way down to there. See how you see all the machine marks coming through here? The ends right here. Okay, that's on your 55 head. Okay, this is a stock head here. See, it's all casted. So see how this exhaust spigot here is different looking than this one over here? Now that's a front head versus a rear head. Same on this one, it's been modified. So when people say you got to match everything up because that's how both heads and cylinders have to be equal. So do you think this port here flows differently than this port here? There's also a different exhaust port angle between the intake and exhaust. I mean between the front and rear cylinder on the exhaust angle here. See how this one's kind of comes out about an angle like this here. So it's about like that. It's pretty flat. See how this one here, it's not flat, it's way up in the air. Different pipe angle. This one goes between the frame, this one kicks out past the tranny. So it's got a totally different port. You know, this is they're just different. You know, this has got the solid heavy port in it, like the old bikes. This is all cut out. And this one's not even cut as deep as some of these other ones. But so Harley, no two heads are the same. They're all different height. Now let's go see what they did on these other heads. See, this one has the exhaust port and the intake. But look how much this intake's cut out. Look how deep it is all around here. On that one. And that is on, which head was that? It was on the, that's on the early, that's a 50 casting on the front head. So this one over here, see how this is not all cut out through here? See, this is all solid metal right in here. See how this one's all cut away? So these are your rear heads. See how they're all cut away? So when they did this early head, they changed the port. So when they went to the 55 casting, they changed the port design. And they limit all this area back and they fill it all in. That actually makes it run a lot better. These early heads don't run as good, that's why. See, it's all cut like that. It goes in there a ½ inch, pretty easy straight in, which is way more than you need. So there's changes there. You can really see it over here on this port on this one. And you go over here on the intake over here. See, it's undercut, but it's not. It's more of a radius coming in. This one here just drops off into a big ass hole. See, it's all sculpture cut up under there. So these ones are not nearly as much. So well, that was imported. This one here is one that was imported. Yeah. See, it's a little bit different how it's made up in there. So the O-ring, it's not just. So it's not just that they change the same mold casting, they actually change the port casting between the 50s heads and these mid ones. So even though they look the same on the outside, it is a different mold because the ports are different. So you can see that change. And see the intake on these ones here, they got a big tall boss in them too. So there you go. So there are changes, even between the 55, you know, it looks like the same on the outside, the ports are different. So I didn't catch that before, but yeah, I know some are really bad ports. Yeah, those early heads over there. I'm used to work on these later heads that have better ports to them. So, but anyway, there you go. Lots of changes. So basically your 55 and 56 head are identical. Your 48 and your 50 castings are basically identical also, except there are changes of how they were made. Now, something I didn't say before on these early heads was that these 48 castings have galleries in them. See right here? See how this head here, same part of the head, see it's got a fin in here, see how this is gone? This here, at the time they didn't have the casting technology where they can tap, they could put the drain hole where it needed to be in there. This drain hole right here, it had to be drilled. This one here is casted. The circle is casted in there. It's hard to see in there, but if you look at it, it's not a drilled hole. You look on this one here, it drills in through here at an angle. See, it's got that straight round hole in there. So they drilled in here like this, going in, and that lines up with this hole here. So there's a gallery that goes through like this. So in these early heads, they couldn't cast a curve like that. They had to just put a casting straight, and then they had to drill it. So these early 48 castings have these bosses. Same deal on this one. See it over here? Yeah, this one. So same deal. It's all closed in. It's all finned. So you can tell the 48, 49 heads by the passages in there. So that was another change I forgot to show you. I forgot about it. Yeah, there's lots of stuff in these things. So anyway, there you go. These are all the different heads. So these are all your basic early heads, I call them, because they're the small thin ones. So the next ones are over here. All right, so let me go put these out of the way and we'll show you what the new ones look like.